Almighty God, who in your wisdom and goodness has appointed the offices of leaders and parliaments for the welfare of society and the just government of the people, we beseech you to behold with your abundant favor as your servants whom you have been pleased to call to the performance of important trust in this republic. Let your blessings descend upon us here assembled, and grant that we treat and consider all matters that shall come and our deliberations in so just and faithful a manner as to promote your honor and glory, and to advance the peace, prosperity, and welfare of our country and of those whose interest you have committed to our charge. Amen.
Conduct number 1, administration of oath. Conduct number 2, communication from the chair. Order number 3, messages.
Next order.
Order number 4, petitions.
Next order.
Order number 5, papers laid. End of majority.
End of majority.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I stand to Honorable Speaker, sir, pursuant to Article 229(7) and Section 32(1) of the Public Audit Act 2015, I beg to lay on the table the following reports. Report 1, report of the Auditor General on County Executive of Isiolo for the year ended 30th June 2020. Report 2, report of the Auditor General on County Executive of Isiolo for the year ended 30th June 2021. Report 3, report of the Auditor General on County Assembly of Isiolo for the year ended 30th June 2021.
Thank you, Majority Leader. The reports stand committed to the county public accounts. Next order.
Order number 6, notices of motion.
Next order.
Order number 7, statements.
Next order.
Order number 8, motions, stroke, bills, motions. Understaffing of village youth polytechnics in the county by Honorable Halima Gole.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. I raise to move a motion, understanding of village youth polytechnic in the county, that aware that Constitution of Kenya under Article 47(1)(f) guarantees any person a right to education. Further aware that village polytechnic and home craft centers is a function of county government according to the 4th schedule of the Constitution. Appreciating that the county government has constructed 4 village youth polytechnics in the county to equip youth with technical skills and knowledge to create employment and earn a living. Concerned that perennial understaffing has undermined the attainment of the purpose of the village polytechnic, like a case of multi-village polytechnic. Further concerned that previous attempt by county government to staff the polytechnic by advertising for polytechnic tutors, conducting interviews, but the recruitment are not been concluded. This House urges the County Executive Committee member for Early Childhood Education, Vocational Training, Gender, Youth and Sports to fast track recruitment of adequate staff for the village youth polytechnics to enhance attainment of its objective. And 2, conduct sensitization programs that encourage youth to enroll in the polytechnics to gain necessary skills to enhance their employability. Honorable Speaker, this motion is an attempt to remind the county government, education sector and the board who are employment body, a reminder that this polytechnic is important for us as the community of this county, because the generation is usually, the continuity of the generation is known by the productivity of its youngsters or the younger generation. The productivity goes along with the capacity, the knowledge and the skills that those youths attain, being able to be actively participating in all cadres of activities that usually generate livelihood for the youths. I am concerned that despite that, we commend the county government to have initiated the youth polytechnic in almost 3 wards in this county. But you know, the infrastructure does not add any value if it is only the physical structure which is in place, and there is no learning that takes place to transform these young stars into personalities that are going to be useful to this society. It is now, since the first devolution, the first government of devolution, this is the third, I think. The first devolved function made an effort of bringing in the polytechnic. But since then, these structures are just white elephant in those wards. There are no facilities, no staffing, and the environment is not really made conducive for the onset of those programmed activities. I see the issue of the unemployment, the issue of drug and substances abuse, the radicalization, human trafficking, and you know, some engaging in those internet and social media programs can easily make these people write off and useless in this community if we are not going to make some intervention to be able to bring in such learning institutions that are going to make them useful. So one step into that usefulness is by ensuring that we have tutors that are going to run the institution. Like for example, in Merti sub-county, in Cherab ward, we have 2 polytechnics, village youth polytechnics, one being initiated by national government and the other one being initiated by the county government. The county government initiated one, which is our main concern.
What is it, Honorable?
Point of privilege.
What is it, Honorable?
I just want to seek the clarity on point number 3. The county government has constructed 4 village polytechnics. Which in particular?
Yeah, it is Oldoniro, Garbatula.
No, that is not the function of the county government.
the polytechnic?
No. The construction was done by the national government, not the county government.
Okay, so it's something that we are going to make clarification. So whatever, but we know that one is being run by the county government, and the staffings, I think the two are constructed by the national government, I think it's right, but the construction is done by the CDF one, and the other one is supported by the county government. In each instances, the most important thing is now the availability of the teaching staff that are going to help this institution take off. There's a outcry there in my area.
Honorable Gole,
Yes.
I think we need to clarify
Yeah.
the question raised by the Honorable Rashid.
Yes.
I think we need to understand that village polytechnic and technical colleges.
Yeah.
So what we are referring to here is village polytechnics,
Yeah.
which are normally built by the country government.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I have none in my ward. The craft polytechnic that you are looking to.
Yes, I know that one is for technical college, but since I also come from there, there used to be a vocational college at Demo. That's what is the difference.
But that was done by NCCK, the Catholic, that is in the Patuna, or the county government.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mheshimiwa Gole, go ahead.
Okay, so yeah, I think what is very important here, the structure, wherever it came from, is now with us, and what we are driving at is now how are we going to utilize the structure. And the issue that I'm raising is about the utilization, which is the availability of the tutors at the college. As at now, in that polytechnic, including the casual staff, we have only 4. Only two tutors, plus one being the manager being also a tutor, and one extra. So only just imagine of now the whole institution having 2 tutors. One is being also being a manager and having shared responsibility. So that things we lack some seriousness as the sector that are involved with the running of that institution. Already we had some interested non-governmental organization that are offered to support the youths in supporting them in acquiring technical skills. Right now we have 19 learners plus 19 who are supported, both male and female, by one of the non-governmental organization, the consortium of the Nawiri, which is supporting, and we have 20 who are interested and self-sponsoring, meaning that the community will embrace the learning if we only give the opportunity to start off. So we have several of these young people who have completed their school, and they are idle there, out there in the villages. And most of them, because of lack of such institution that will give them opportunity within their environment, they flock to this town. Here is where mostly they get spoiled by indulging in drugs and many other menaces, including drug and substance, the trafficking human trafficking that I said. Most of them now go into motorbike, where some even cannot, most of them cannot purchase, but they even take on credit. And you see the incidences of killing of these young people are rising in our county, because they are competing for very little opportunities because there are so many, and each one, at least by the end of the day, these people, most of them even, they are not that young, they have family, and they want something to put on the table for their family. So they end up competing negatively, because in the motorbike, if everybody has, how many of our population are able, are involved in the use of the motorbike? The economy is also bad, People may prefer even to walk instead of hiring the motorbike. So it usually entails many other vices than advantage. So these young people, if we engage them into useful programs like this learning, now that even we are getting some interested donors, organization that want to engage young people into useful, they are very, at some stages, people have a lot of energy. And if these energies are not diverted positively, then can be used into causing a lot of harm to the society. So that is why I said we have to tax this the sector, the concerned executive committee member, to make enough effort and fast track the employment. The recruitment was done, the interview was done, the advert was done, the interview was done, but the recruitment is really taking time from last year. It has not taken place. I myself followed up with board, but still it's not forthcoming. So we need to see why, and as much as possible, the time is, they have started this term, this training. And as at now, if we have only 2 tutors who are in the colleges, how many courses are these people going to engage in? It's going to be so boring to have only 2 people going around each and every time to be with those people, and also for working for the staff. It's going to be, and those areas are usually not attractive to the tutors also. We know by the health staff, usually people go there after some months, people look for transfer. It may happen the same if we overwork them. They see that, why am I overworking while in some institution when I'm there? There are many staff and we share responsibilities. While here in Meti now, the whole courses are done by 2 people. It's going to be cumbersome. So we are asking kindly the board, the sector, to follow up and ensure the employment of those tutors are fast-tracked, and we realize the running well of this institution, so that at least we will create more awareness, so that the people after completing the school cannot flock to this town and become criminals, because there are some factors apart from other social media and the rest. But this pressure of idleness can lead these young people into committing something that they may not opt for. So they are forced by circumstance, they are frustrated. So by this frustration now, people, when people are frustrated, you don't have options usually. Sometimes to calm yourself down, you go into drugs. So that is the much that I can say about this. And I hope that the department concerned will take this thing seriously and follow up, so that I know that it is not only in Meti. This Polytechnic is even in Isiolo Central. We have like 1 or 2, and in those areas, despite that the member for Garbatula said they don't have, I know they have 1. So for those, I'm not talking only for myself, but ile Daruras, I think, sorry, the one which is for now, which is so urgent, is now the one of Mati that I'm talking about. There is public outcry. The manager has really called me severally, asking for intervention. Thank you.
Seconder.
become an automatic. Second, Mr. Speaker, I stand second motion and allow me to contribute for it, Mr. Speaker, to just finish my 3 minutes of two. Mr. Speaker, I think the village polytechnic are very important in our community. Mr. Speaker, you get more kids over from our wards travel all the way to Nairobi to Meru for polytechnic after their secondary level. We also get some drop from class 8 and just become idlers. And I think that's the most people now who are dangerous in the community because they still need to know more. So, Mr. Speaker, as I stand, I have a polytechnic in Oldonyiro built by the county government, but through the national government fund. And the same with the Sericho. The Sericho one and Oldonyiro one, in fact, are being built at the same time. Mr. Speaker, up to date, I think we have only one person, I don't know, we call him the manager. Maybe I understand more of it. But no second and nobody, it's just alone running the institution. Mr. Speaker, the county government gave a location of how they run that institution. But Mr. Speaker, in Oldonyiro, I think we have only 13 kids in that college up to date. So I think we need also motivation because if you have only one teacher, he cannot teach all the lessons, even the practicals that we have there. In Oldonyiro, we have tailoring, which is very important to our community. We have also the bricks making and also catering. But all those courses are there. They have no qualified tutors to do that, Mr. Speaker. The county government gives some cashiers work to do, but Mr. Speaker, due to the lack of payments, they also have to run away because you can't work there and you are not getting any single coin. So, Mr. Speaker, I think the most important thing for this motion is that let the county government employ these tutors if they are serious on this polytechnic. I remember the adverts, yeah? We also come with a statement, which, Mr. Speaker, I believe that the chairman of this, of education, should take serious of this note because, Mr. Speaker, we have a statement of the same to ensure that where is this list because we advertise, people did interview, up to date. They have never come up with the names as they're going to do that, and they are very important people. We have crisis of now lack of school fee to our kids. Most of them will opt to go to that polytechnic. So if there is no teachers there, what will they go and do there? So we have very beautiful structure, but there is no resource, especially the human resource. It's not there. We have only one guy from Isiolo, Oldonyiro, only be there for 3 days and come back home, Isiolo. So, Mr. Speaker, I believe it is the high time to ensure that we really make use of these buildings. They are very important building, well built, and I believe that, Mr. Speaker, the committee of education should follow up this one because they have a statement to them to follow up this one and try to inform this house or inform the individual members who have those polytechnics there what the status of this employment. We need to know, and I think with this one, Mr. Speaker, I believe we are going to elevate the learning standard of our people instead of them going all of them to border, which now becoming a menace. The border thing is becoming a menace. We are seeing our young lads dying because of that issue of border. You take a border on a loan, you remain with a little money, and then they grab that biggie, and then of it, that young lad will be devastated and demoralized, and at the end of it, they end up going for drugs. So, Mr. Speaker, with this polytechnics, if we equip it with the human resource, we will bring a change to our world. So I appreciate and I stand supporting the motion. Thank you. Second.
Thank you, I now propose the motion on the staffing of village youth polytechnics in the county. That aware that Constitution of Kenya under Article 43(1)(f) guarantees every person a right to education. Further aware that village polytechnic and homecraft centers is a function of the county government according to the 4th schedule of the Constitution. Appreciating that the county government has constructed 4 village youth polytechnics in the county to equip youth with technical skills and knowledge to create employment and earn a living. Concerned that perennial understaffing has undermined the attainment of purposes of village polytechnics, like a case of Merti Village Polytechnic. Further concerned that previous attempts by the county government to staff the polytechnics by advertising for polytechnic tutors, conducting interviews with the recruitment had not been concluded. This House urges the County Executive Committee member for Early Childhood Education, Vocational Training, Gender, Youth and Sport to 1. Fast-track recruitment of adequate staff for the village youth polytechnics to enhance attainment of its objective, and 2. Conduct sensitization programs that encourages youth to enroll in the polytechnics to gain necessary skills to enhance their employability. The motion is now open for debate. Honorable Losu.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I also urge to support the motion. Mr. Speaker, I think it is good Honorable Halima to bring such kind of motion to the House. So, Mr. Speaker, I question the capability of our county in terms of valuing education. Mr. Speaker, I think we as a county, at some point we have failed our people because we are the people to provide directions and also guidelines to what is good for our people. Mr. Speaker, considering the motion above, despite the fact that we have several polytechnics around, Mr. Speaker, we have to have in mind that we have a lot of flagship project that is coming towards Isiolo County, making it the capital city of the country. Mr. Speaker, the reason as to why I'm saying that we have failed our people, I always question about the seriousness that we have towards education, mostly considering that the population living around are pastoralists, whom depend 80% on livestock. And Mr. Speaker, we are towards considering changing or even diversifying the livelihood of our people. Mr. Speaker, if now we talk about even the polytechnic, take an example of even those in secondary, Mr. Speaker. To this end, most of the counties, Mr. Speaker, they have flagged even their bursaries. They have paid the bursary fees to their students, Mr. Speaker. But for us, we have not even started even giving the forms, Mr. Speaker, which is very unfortunate to our people. Meaning that, Mr. Speaker, even the students who reported, anytime they will fall back from the school simply because they have not been supported by the county. So, Mr. Speaker, and even considering even the issue of scholarship, if you see on different television, social media, you will just witness different counties giving rewarding their students because of the good work they have done, Mr. Speaker. So I think even without going to this polytechnic, Mr. Speaker, we need to consider the issue of even the background. Mr. Speaker, even now we are talking about the polytechnic. Take an example of what is called CPC. Mr. Speaker, there is a very pathetic situation in our primary schools, whereby, Mr. Speaker, a child is just given the uniform without knowing that is a student or a pupil, because there must be a difference. If you graduate from a primary to a secondary, then your name has to change, Mr. Speaker. But to this end, we don't know whether they are pupils or they are students, Mr. Speaker. They are only given the uniform. They just report to school and sing and they dance, and after that they just eat and go home if they get lunch, Mr. Speaker, if they are lucky. But anything to do with the education, Mr. Speaker, there is no any procedure, nothing structured to teach these children while they are told they are in a junior secondary, Mr. Speaker. So there is a problem in this country, not even in this country, there is a problem in their country because of this, even the kind of the CBC. When it comes to the polytechnic, Mr. Speaker, the reason as well I was referring to flagship project, Mr. Speaker, now that we are almost opening our Batua, how are we prepared as a county to make sure our youth, they have been given those skills, they have all what it takes for them even to take those jobs tomorrow? Mr. Speaker, I'm worried that tomorrow when the Abatua start, the technical part of it will be taken for the people from outside the county will take all the position. And then we'll just lament and say, our people have been left out. You are left out because you have no the skills. You have no papers. You are not learned. So, Mr. Speaker, there is need for us to give a consideration as the assembly to our people. Even the county needs to take, just to give the analysis of what is required at the abattoir. Mr. Speaker, we have even the pipeline which is coming. We have this called lab set which is coming, Mr. Speaker. We have not prepared our people adequately. And that's why even now, the ongoing, Mr. Speaker, the ongoing construction of the Modogashe Road, the technical part of it, it is taken by people from Nairobi or even from Western. Our guys are just drivers, mere drivers. They are not even technical drivers, simply because we lack that skills, Mr. Speaker. So, have the adequate staffing, they have adequate material for our people, for our youth to go and get the skills. Mr. Speaker, if they get that skill, then it means tomorrow the rate of employability, Mr. Speaker, it will be more than 80%, which is now impacting our people economically. But now, Mr. Speaker, if 80% went vice versa, or even the outside get 80% and our people get 20%, Mr. Speaker, then it means our people are not economically empowered. So, Mr. Speaker, there is need for us as a county government to be very serious on the issue of education, Mr. Speaker. And that's why I'm lamenting the issue of bursary. Up to this end, no communication, no printout of the papers. I don't know what is happening, Mr. Speaker. I think the chair of education should give that one. Because that is the mandate that if one is given the mandate in the assembly, then you are the one to research on what is happening and then report back to the assembly. Instead of all of us asking the same person the same question, we have directed the sector, we have various sectors on the same. So we need to get clarity from the chair of the education as to why this delay is happening. If it is something beyond him, let him table to the house that it is beyond his powers as the department chair. Then from there, we need we take the required action on the same, Mr. Speaker. So, Mr. Speaker, as Mheshimiwa Halima has just said, we need to encourage our people to go to these TVET colleges. We need to encourage, because, Mr. Speaker, even nowadays, if you get a degree, most of the employers don't want the degree people, because they are not even learned. They want people who are technical. If you know how to do plumbing, they will take you as a plumber. So, Mr. Speaker, nowadays, if you are a plumber, you can build the house easily more than a person who has a master's. You can have a master. Those are just papers. But, Mr. Speaker, if you are just going for an electrical course, Mr. Speaker, you can be rendered in a village that you are a rich one. So, Mr. Speaker, there is need for us to influence our people, to guide our young people to go for this TVET college. Because doing that, Mr. Speaker, we will be empowering our county to be self-reliant from people who are invading. I understand, Mr. Speaker, our people will not go to any other county to work. They will not. But other people are allowed to come to our county because we don't have that skill. So, Mr. Speaker, there is need for us as a county government to be serious on the issue of education. Thank you.
Honorable Indaka.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. I think this motion that has been brought by Honorable Halima Gole is timely. Is it timely? Because taking into account that our county, 75% of our people get less than D+ and below. And we keep on lamenting that our young men are joining these groups like Al-Shabaab. They are joining groups like Al-Shabaab and even taking drugs because these people have been frustrated. Because we as leaders of this county have seriously not thought of our boys, our young men and women. Because if we did, these polytechnics, we have 4 in this county. I have done a bit of research, and each polytechnic, village polytechnic, has just only 1 staff member who is employed by the county government. There are 3 or 2 as Madam Halima. What can they do? Two people in a whole village polytechnic. So we are joking with the lives of our young men and women, because we as leaders, as a county, we need to take our people seriously. Because if we don't, and we are seeing even the repercussions. Mr. Honorable Rosu has said it so well. Last night is coming here. The abattoir is there. It started so many years ago. But how are we prepared to make sure that the courses needed by our people, we have given them? We have not. We have failed. And it is a shame that we are not thinking about a young man. Well, we cannot keep on lamenting, lakini we need from now henceforth to make sure that those polytechnics are fully equipped with the best software, that is human resource, because without human resource, even putting wonderful structures simply means nothing. We know our people are hardworking, but they need also to be guided. I usually ask myself, what type of courses are we teaching our people? Have we made sure that the courses that we are teaching, our young men can get jobs? You know, we should not just only aim here. We should aim also our young men to gain courses that are beneficial to this country and even to the world. We can also export, because I don't think they will add value when we keep lamenting and we are not putting any effort to make sure that what we say, we also do it. So I was suggesting there should be courses like even surveying, electrical engineering, etc. Those courses that add the value. At the same time, we should even tell our parents and even our kids that it is important. It is not a must that you must have a degree, because some people are just going to university to get just a general degree, and when you come back, you become unemployable. But there are those courses that are even better than even degrees, and the moment one finishes, one gets employed. So we should also advise our children, our parents, we should not rely so much on a degree. You know, when one gets a job, can also upgrade himself and get a degree, like most people have done. In this 21st century, for sure. Now, this is not the time that we used to say we don't have resources. We used to blame the national government. Now it is us who have the money. It is us who knows where we should direct the money. It is important that we put this money in these polytechnics, in schools, and if we do that, I think Isiolo will move forward. There is this point of the board. I'm arrived to the fact that people, the jobs were advertised, but it has taken so long to release the results. People did the interviews, but up to now, nothing has happened. And our students are still suffering. So finally, as I conclude, Honorable Rosu has talked about I being the chairman of education. Bursary is also paying everybody. Parents are even worried. Their children will come there. They will be chased from school the soonest. But I talked to CEC the money, as most of us are also aware, had not been released from Nairobi. But now I understand their money has been released, but I'll also check to make sure that, you know, when money comes, it arrives in bulky. So there's that. I hope the CEC will have been given her money. And I was also thinking, it is important because the 2 to 3 million that is given to each ward, and taking into account that our people, the problems because we have not had rain. We know the drought has really caused us a lot of problems. So I was suggesting the executive to increase that money for bursary, because there are so many people, even the people that we vote, they could manage themselves. They are not, because a lot of money has gone into food. So the executive should make sure that this money, they increase the money for bursary, so that we move forward and our people go to school and get the necessary knowledge, because without knowledge, people perish. So we want our people to move forward. And with those many words, I support the motion. It is timely, and I like the way the mover of the motion has moved it, because it is timely. Thank you. God bless.
Asante sana Bwana Spika, kupatia nafasi hii kuchangia huu mjadala. Nafikiri mjadala umekuja kwa wakati ambao inafaa. Bwana Spika, ukifanya research, wengi ya wale ambao tunaita sasa wafamizi ya mifugo, wale cattle rustlers, hawa vijana wanapiga watu ghetto town. Hawa vijana wameingia Al-Shabaab, wengi ni dropout, wale wamedrop kutoka shule, wale wamepata wengine wamekuwa form 4 wamepata grade ya chini. Kwa kukosa namna, hii vijana wamejiingiza kwa hali ya cattle rustlers, hali ya madawa, ni kwa sababu ya kukosa kitu ya kufanya. Hii motion imekuja kwa wakati mzuri. Kwa hivyo nafikiri kuna kazi ambayo watu wamepuuza. Ni kweli bila mheshimiwa Lozo amesema katika kijiji ule mtu ako na ujuzi, either pengine ni fundi wa masonry, huyo mtu anafanya kazi sana kwa sababu kazi ni nyingi. So pengine wanachukua contract, unakuta huyo mtu ndiye anakuwa milionea katika kijiji. Yule alienda university akasomea pengine course degree pengine ya tourism ambayo sasa haina kazi, wengi wanakaa wamekuwa walevi katika kijiji. Hii ni kitu tunaangalia na tunaona. Kama county government ingeweza kuchukua jukumu ya kuweza kuhakikisha hii polytechnic ambazo tuko nayo kama moja ya uhuru hapa, ihakikishe iko na walimu ya kutosha, ihakikishe hao vijana ambao wameniniwa waingie katika hizo polytechnic, nafikiri tungekuwa tumeinua county yetu kwa kuwezesha vijana kuwa na ujuzi ya kuweza kujitafutia. Ukiangalia katika research mzuri hapa, hii town inajengwa sana, na nafikiri hata investors wengi wameingia hapa, mahoteli kubwa kubwa zimeingia hapa, na mali tunaelekea kwa sababu ya hii barabara ya Lapsset. Isiolo itakuwa ndio second industry county ambayo itakuwa na investors wengi, ambayo itakuwa na industry nyingi. Na ukiangalia katika research, wengi wanaofanya kazi ya mjengo hapa, wanaofanya plumber, wanaofanya kazi ya stima, wanaofanya kazi ya mechanics kutengeneza magari nini, wengi si wenyeji hapa, wanatoka nje ya Isiolo, wengine wametoka mbali. Ni kwa sababu vijana wetu wengi hawajaweza kujiunga na hizi courses. Kwa hivyo inafaa kabisa hii iwe ni kuhamasisha, tuweze kuhamasisha na tuweze serikali yetu iweze kuingilia ndani, kuweze kuajiri walimu wa kutosha kuleta courses kama, kwa sababu nilikuja kugundua hatuna mechanics hapa. Kuna kijana juzi alikuwa anasema natafuta mechanic, tulimpeleka Achas akakosa, na ikawa naanza kwenda labda Nyeri kwa Mamero. Tunafaa kuwa na tunafaa kuwa na shule ya mechanic hapa, nafaa kuwa na shule ya masonry, plumber, poultry, hii ya kutengeneza vitanda ama nini ya viti ya magari na mandege. Kuna courses nyingi, na nafikiri tukifanya hivyo asilimia kubwa tutakuwa tumeinua economy ya county yetu, na kutakuwa na mambo ya watu kujitegemea, mambo ya hali ya ufamizi ya mifugo ya watu kuingia kwa biashara ya kufanya wizi, kwa sababu wengi wanaofanya wizi ya mifugo ni hivi vijana wetu. Kwa hivyo tutakuwa tumepunguza hii hali, na usalama ya county yetu itakuwa mahali mzuri, na hali ya maisha ya watu wetu itakuwa imeinuka. Kwa hivyo Bwana Spika, hii ni swala ambalo tunafaa kufalia kuweka katika kikao cha mbele ikaweze kusaidia kaunti yetu. Ukiangalia nchi cha China, kama nchi ya China imeinuka economy kwa sababu watu wengi wanafanya ujuzi, wako na ujuzi ya mikono zao. Na ujuzi ya mikono inaajiri watu wengi sana. Ndio ukiangalia jua kali imeajiri watu wengi sana kuliko wale wanafunzi wengi tunapeleka university. Wengi wa university wanaenda huko, mtu anakuja akifika kijiji akikosa ile kazi ambayo amesomea, kwa sababu anataka kazi rahisi ya kalamu, katika kompyuta, akikosa hiyo nafasi, hiyo mtu anachanganyikiwa kabisa. Totally dakika mwisho anakuwa mlevi. Kwa hivyo hii ni hali inafaa kutufundisha watoto wetu, vijana wetu kazi ambayo inaweza kuajiri, kuwatafutia kazi na kuweza kuwasaidia katika maisha. Nasema nchi ya China imeinuka kwa sababu nchi ya China iko na watu wengi wanafanya kazi ya mikono. Na ukiangalia katika population, nchi ya China iko na population ya juu kuliko hata Afrika. Lakini ni nchi economically iko mzuri kwa sababu gani? Watu wengi wanafanya kazi ya mikono. Hii simu nyingi hapa tunanunua hapa hivi nyingi imetoka China. Vitu kidogo ile inatoka hapa inatoka China. Sijui nini inatoka China. Kwani Kenya haina hiyo uwezo? Kenya iko na hiyo uwezo ya kutengeneza industry na kuweza kufundisha vijana waweze kuingia kwa hii nafasi, ndio tuweze kutengeneza economy ya nchi iweze kwenda mbele. Kuna mambo ya Batua ambayo inakuja. Batua itaingia hivi karibuni tu, kwa sababu tunasema, nilisikia governor akitangaza akisema this year tunaweza, na kulingana na ile budget tuliweka, tumetengea Batua pesa mzuri. Tunatarajia Batua by mwaka huu ifunguliwe. Batua itafunguliwa. Sisi hakuna watu ambao tumeandaa katika ujuzi mingi, kwa sababu sasa kutakuwa na mambo ile atenari ile ya kutengeleza ile ngozi, sijui kushona viatu pengine, kwa sababu hivi tutakuwa mingi itakuwa exported mpaka nchi za nje. Ni watu wangapi sisi kama county tumeprepare katika hiyo nafasi ya hiyo ajira? Kwa hivyo hii nafasi nyingi ambayo itakuja hapa itachukuliwa na watu nje ya hii county. Vijana wetu wengi watabaki wakiwa hawana kazi. Kwa hivyo hii kitu inataka mipango mikakati iwekwe katika mipango, tunasema uhusika iweze kuchukua nafasi hiyo kwa kuweza kujipanga, kuandaa vijana kwa kazi ambazo ziko mbele. Kwa mfano hii kazi ya Lapset ndio imeanza barabara tayari. Hizo kampuni zitakuja hapa Isiolo kutoka Turkana, nasikia hapa ndio itakuwa stations za hizo wapi vijana wetu ambao wameenda mambo ya petroleum wameanza kuingia hizo katika hizo colleges. Kunao hatuna. Kwa hivyo hiyo nafasi itakapofika, hatutakuwa na vijana wetu wa Isiolo county ambao watakuwa wanafanya kazi kama hiyo. Hivi juzi hata nilikuwa naangalia wale madereva wengi nilikuwa naangalia wale ambao wameajiriwa hapo, wengi wametoka nje, kwa sababu kuna hizi excavator, sijui ingine tunaita bulldozer, jingine naitwa. Wengi ya vijana wetu hawana hiyo ujuzi. Labda wale waliingia mwanzo katika China wakajifundisha, hiyo ni wachache. Kwa hivyo hii nafasi inatakana tuweze kuingiza vijana wetu wengine wajifundishe hizo courses, iweze kuinua economy. Kwa hivyo yangu vile Mheshimiwa Losu na nani anasema mambo ya basari. Mambo ya basari imekuwa kidonda sugu sana. Watu wamesumbua, Mheshimiwa, sisi tumesumbuliwa sana. Hata wengi wametoroka manyumbani kwa sababu ya mambo ya basari. Nakuta watu wanakuja wanasema, Mheshimiwa, mtoto anaenda shule, hakuna uniform, hakuna viatu. Unashindwa utaambia mtu hiyo nini? Utaambia mtoto akae nyumbani, wewe umechaguliwa kama kiongozi. Unang'ang'ana. Sisi kabisa tumeachwa empty. Ni kwa sababu unang'ang'ana, unatoa ile kitu yako, unahakikisha mtoto amepata kiatu, hata uniform. Na sasa si moja. Sasa hii mshahara yetu inaweza toshelesha kusimamia kaunti mzima. Haiwezi. Kwa hivyo imefanya sisi kutoroka kwa wake zetu. Sisi tungeomba nini ambayo imehusika waweze kushughulikia mambo ya basari iweze kutoka wakati ambayo inafaa, kwa sababu tumeona hizo katika kaunti zingine imeachiliwa. Waweze kutoka sisi tuweze kurudi kwa nyumba zetu, tukana na watoto wetu na familia zetu na wake zetu, kwa sababu hauna kitu unashindwa kusema hauna kitu, inabidi unajificha. Kwa hivyo waheshimiwa wako katika hali ngumu, hii kitu ichukuliwe serious, na tukao tunasema tunaweza ongea hili jambo, kwa sababu hili jambo ni kidonda suku. Kwa hivyo asante sana bwana speaker kwa kunipatia nafasi. Honorable Kamila.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir, for the time. I appreciate. I stand to support the motion. It is timely. Mr. Speaker, sir, when we are talking of our children or our peoples getting the mean grade of B+ and below, we must be thinking what is the cause of that poor result. Remember, Mr. Speaker, sir, the life is changing. The livelihood is changing. The poverty level is increasing. Lack of food must have contributed to the poor performance. When people are hungry, I don't think whether they can concentrate in class. The concentration level will go down. That is my point of take, which has resulted to poor performance. As a county, as members of county assembly, let us think of improving the food security of our children first. Secondly, Mr. Speaker, sir, the entry grade to the colleges has been uplifted, upgraded. Previously, the many courses which our people get enrolled to was at a course like teaching. That was a grade C stand and below. But nowadays, the grade has been upgraded, and getting to that level is not easy. Then our people ought to go to this polytechnic. Remember those polytechnics having only one manager, providing many courses. I don't think whether those teachers can deliver. There is under delivery of the service or the course. Let me, as my previous colleagues have said, let us improve on the employment of those staff and see the outcome of our people. Last December, I went to Bolesa to grace occasion of Ujuzi Mashinani. It is more of this polytechnic, whereby development partners have volunteered themselves to provide courses like catering, tailoring, and many other. But remember, for all those periods, people's enrolled were only 20. What does it mean? And we are told our people are getting D+ and above, they are very many. Why is it that then they are enrolled in very small numbers? That means no one there in the ground encouraging our learners, our peoples. We must mentor them, we must encourage them to possess that grade, to enter into those polytechnics so that they feel possessed. Not because that they have gotten less marks, they got neglected or they feel not be possessed. Mr. Speaker, sir, I therefore urge my members of County Assembly to encourage my members of County Assembly at least to have a go-round session to different wards to encourage our peoples who are getting those kinds of grades. Mr. Speaker, sir, the efficiency and effectiveness of our work can contribute to the development of this county. Taking what my brother has said, Mr. Losu, the completion of the abattoir. When courses like leatherwork being introduced in this county, after completion of leatherwork, how many of our peoples can be get employed? Thank you very much, and God bless us all.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. I do not have a luxury of supporting the motion because it is disadvantaging my ward. Before I go on to reason why I register my dissatisfaction with the motion number 8, I seek the guidance of the speaker because it is something new to us in this assembly to guide us from the first item, which is papers laid, because we have a lot of interest in this and we don't know what will happen from after it has been laid.
Honorable Member, unless you are not keen enough, once the paper was laid, I committed it to the County Public Accounts and Investments Committee. That committee is going to deliberate and bring a report to this House.
Thank you.
And we had passed that stage. We could have asked to
Just a clarity on the point. That is why I asked. So the members are saying the motion is important because they have an upper hand in it. For a motion to be important, it must have a face of the county. It should not be a segregative kind of motion. I think one point is not clear to me. You know, you cannot disassociate the construction and the benefits that is coming with it. If a statement is not clear, I must say it as a representative of the people of Garbatula. Maybe the county government is not fair to us. You are saying that the construction of 4-village polytechnic in Isiolo County. In my ward, I have 2 polytechnics. One is being financed some years back by the Catholics and the one by the national government. I think the county government is deliberately locking out the Garbatula people out of the benefit that is coming with it. If they are financing other wards, then my wards should enjoy the same. So that is my part in the contribution.
Thank you, the Honorable Rashid. The mover of the motion, you have 2 minutes to reply to this. Strictly 2 minutes.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. The issue of the polytechnics in other areas. No, I was concerned about my ward, and alongside, I thought that's good to mention all the vocational trainings in all the rural areas, because we usually suffer similar challenges. The issue of financing and the rest, as my colleague for Garbatula said, is a subject to more clarification. Definitely, I don't think there will be some bias, despite that the challenges of paying even the cashiers and the rest of staff in the technical, we didn't mention it because by mentioning it here, since this forum is usually public, we don't want people to see some of our sharing some of sensitive issues here, and we miss somebody to even to come and get recruited at our place. Some things are in-house, so maybe we can discuss at our level with the respective department and follow up the challenges of what causes the payment of the staff not done timely, because those are the human, just like we raised the other time, the issues of the cash. There should be the same consideration for each. So lastly, as I wrap up the issue of the technical college in our villages, the most critical issue now we are to address is the employment of the tutors, the technical staff who are going to teach and make sure that the institution is running. That is the first and foremost step that the department concerned, including the chair, should follow up and ensure that the board do not, our young learners who are also very hopeful and very eager to learn, they have already enrolled, supported by some developmental partners who want also to see us play our role effectively. They have done their role, and we have to do our role, because they have offered to support the learners, like 19 of them, as a pilot, which is ongoing. And when we miss on our side, do you think they will be motivated to continue? So it's my hope that we play as a county our role by fast-tracking the recruitment of the already interviewed officers, and we see as soon as possible that reported to this house that these tutors have been deployed and are now the learning is in place. And that is my kind request to the department and the CEC, who is in charge of the Department of Education. And that one we tax, I think, by, I'm sorry, I'm going to overboard. I think those are some of the things. Thank you, and that is my request, and ultimately that is our wish. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Gole. I now put the motion on the staffing of village youth polytechnics in the county. That aware that the Constitution of Kenya and Article 43(1)(f) guarantees every person rights to education. Further aware that the village polytechnic and home craft center is a function of the county government according to the 4th schedule of the Constitution. Appreciating that the county government has constructed 4 village youth polytechnics in the county to equip youth with technical skills and knowledge to create employment and earn a living. Concerned that perennial understaffing has undermined the attainment of the purpose of the village of polytechnics, like a case of Nepti Village Polytechnic. Further concerned that previous attempts by the county government to staff the polytechnics by advertising for polytechnic teachers, conducting interviews, but the recruitment had not been concluded. This House urges the County Executive Committee member for Early Childhood Education, Vocational Training, Gender, Youth and Sport to 1. Fast-track recruitment of adequate staff for the village youth polytechnics to enhance attainment of its objective, and 2. Conduct sensitization programs that encourages youths to enroll in the polytechnics to gain necessary skills to enhance their employability. Will as many of similar opinion say aye?
Aye.
Those of contrary opinion say nay?